All right, I'm going to go over some methods for attaching breastplates to small transmitters like this. Now you could just use a regular harness that's a K-style harness. And I really do like these style harnesses. They basically, this part here will sit in the center of the keel. Then it goes, these two top legs of the K. It's either a K-style harness or a belt-style harness because this goes around flat instead of the traditional X-style, which would be kind of like this, which typically rides up a little bit higher. But the K-style harness is nice because it locks in the transmitter underneath the feathers. And this will go over the fricula and then attach to the transmitter back here like this. This, and then these lower legs will go through the back of the transmitter, come out, you put a knot there. These are nice, but typically a lot of times, you're adjusting at the front and at the back. And with a large transmitter, like an Eagle transmitter or something like this, it's a little easier to get forceps in to work in the front and the back. Smaller transmitters like this and smaller species of birds, typically it's a little harder to adjust in two places. So I tend to utilize more breastplates. And so breastplates like this traditional leather breastplate, this comes in all different sizes. You can make them any size. This is a size 6 that we manufacture here. And then this is just a typical short piece of breastplate material that we also use. And this is just simply Spectra ribbon that I've shown in another video how you can actually make these. They hold up really well. I've used them on species that are very bitey that oftentimes will eat the breastplates off, like burrowing owls. But for both of these style, what you're going to do is, and I'm using this one because it's a little easier to see. I would not use a breastplate this large on a transmitter like this unless it's a larger species. But what we're going to do here is, you can just simply thread this Spectra ribbon right through the transmitter. And then this harness here, what you would be doing is taking and using, and you can use floss threaders, which are really nifty, or you can use a piece. This is a small piece of Spectra here where I cut off. It's strong, I can use it to pull, but the other nice thing about it is if I have to pass through multiple strands or closed loops, I can pass it through a hole and then, take it off. And floss threaders, you'd have to break in half to get off, which isn't a big deal. It's just more of a pain. This breastplate here, what you're gonna do is typically I use the smooth side towards the bird and the rough side away. So I'm gonna pass through this side, both of these legs of Spectra, and you could use Teflon too. It doesn't, whatever your preference is here. I'm gonna pass it through the top loop. And then we're going to separate them out. So I'm going to slide this up to the transmitter and see the rough side is up now. And then what you're going to do is pull one leg here. See how this one goes to this side. So this is going to go out this side here. And I'm simply going to take the Spectra and I'm going to go up through the other side here and grab the ribbon and pass it through. And I'm gonna then do the same to the other side. And once you're done with that, typically I'll straighten it all up, get it all ready to put on the bird. All right, so we have the breastplate, we have the transmitter there. You can see how this is typically how it rides a rough side up. Then these would just go back through the back part of the transmitter. So you could just slide these through the back holes, out through the center. And the advantage to this, like I was saying, is that once you get it on, you're only gonna have to worry about the back. And so these would be even. So cut out to the center of the transmitter up here would be kept there. These would be even, so when you're adjusting it, you can put forceps or a clip back here, and you'll know that it's even because these are matching. But then you could simply take this breastplate, slide it up or down, depending on where the keel is. I typically, depending on the species of bird, will put this towards the center or at least a finger up from the bottom of the keel. When you do that, I do like to just secure this. So after it's in place, I'll just pass this through a couple times, and that's good. That will keep it in place. And then the back you'll just knot, and that's your finished transmitter. Now the other method for breastplate, which I really like, the breastplates are fairly light, but these are less than half the weight. So if it's a species that you're worried about weight, I think it's a really good way that you can utilize different type of really sturdy breastplate that's very, very light. I've used this on burrowing owls very successfully. And like I said in my other video, I show how to make these things. But basically you're just going to go like this and pull this through. Once it's through, it's the same kind of technique as the other. And I can even show you here. So here's our bird. This will go on the back like that. And then this would be sitting right in the center, and then the legs will go off around the bird like that. And then this, you could slide up or down. And just like the breastplate, what I would do with this is when this is in place, this is going to be up a little higher. And for owls, this would be longer because you want this to be further up the keel or occupy a greater proportion of the keel, with this just being a little bit down from the top of the keel, this being closer to the bottom. But what I'll do is I'll just pass through, and a curved needle works really good for this because I just want to pick up the top two pieces of spectra there, and I just go through and then back again. And then I'll do a surgeon's knot to tie this off. And that's going to be, just a small little spot there. This tied off will keep this from sliding anywhere. And that's all there is to it.